welcome to Singapore. We've been working hard over the last period to get a front wing made, which has gone to George Russell's car for today. It may fail, it's only got 50% reliability. I'm hoping it won't. We've gone through practice, we've managed to get these setups, which are okay, they're not grand, but they'll do for now. It's raining in quali, although the rain will disappear and we'll basically get one shot at a flying lap because we won't send them out in the rain, or refuse to send them out in the rain. So we'll wait till that rain goes and we will send them out for their laps. All in all, a similar race. The last race wouldn't go amiss. I'm not against, you know, another 4th place finish. It'd be nice to get a podium, but all in all, we'll see how this race develops now. But just wait for this rain to disappear and we will send them out on their way to do their laps. Ilott to go first, Russell second, because Russell is faster, and therefore if we send him out second, he's going to be in the drier track, which will make him even quicker. Just waiting for that right time to send the boys out. It doesn't rain again. That was a risk I was taking with this strategy. We will now slow this down and right, let's go. Ilott, it's your time to shine, son. Here he comes on a track which is drying. And if he can set the pace for everybody here, that would be grand. I expect him to basically go pole. For the time being anyway, until everyone else goes, but he should go pole. We'll send out George now himself. He'll come and he should then beat Callum. Don't get me wrong. Oh, he's going to be in front of Callum. That isn't what we wanted to see at all. He's going to be in front of Callum. Callum, I'd expect, will catch him and have to pass him. And we may be treading on each other's toes a little bit here. This is not what I was after. Well, he hasn't caught him just yet. So Callum sets a lap time. That puts him pole. It does put him pole, but he's quickly overtaken by Leclerc. Now it's George Russell who goes purple in sector 1. A 10th up on Leclerc. He's coming through. He's now basically 2 tenths up after sector 2. And he puts himself on pole for now, but your Hamiltons and that will start to come through soon, and I would expect them to set faster lap times, that's for sure. We haven't got time to send out Ilott or anyone against. What we've got is what we've got. Ilott is going to start near the back, I feel, because he went out when it was a bit, you know, slower. And in the end, Russell qualifies in 6th. We're going to have to do a good job, a good strategy job with Callum here. Not his fault, I don't think there. It was, maybe I sent him out a little too early. We had an extra minute to play with, so maybe I did send him out a little early. Could have sent them a little later, but George was 6th. That's a decent return. That's a good qualifying for him. And we'll head into the race day, and hopefully we'll get the strategy spot on with both drivers. The big question, is there going to be rain in the race? That, we'll have a quick look and see if we can find out now. There is. There is a portion of rain at around about, what, lap 12, lap 13 maybe? So it's up to us to make sure we can get to lap 12, lap 13, which to me, I think is soft tyre territory. And I'll have a look, but I believe that is soft tyre territory. And if it is, that's what we're starting on. Yeah, we're going to go on the softs and try and avoid having to pit before the rain comes. Because then we're going to have to go on to winters and then we can pit again, and it'll probably be for softs again after that, looking at the way that radar looks. So both drivers to go on to the soft tyre for the start of this race. We might be slower to start off with, but we should in the end hold out till the rain comes, and then we should gain a lot of time through that section. So your grid for the Singapore Grand Prix, it's Max Verstappen on pole, head away from Lewis Hamilton. Pierre Gasly in AlphaTauri starts third with Valtteri Bottas fourth. Sergio Perez is fifth and George Russell starts sixth. In seventh place, we've got Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris once again going for the same strategy as us. Nico Hulkenberg's in ninth and Charles Leclerc is in 10th. Esteban Ocon starts 11th and Fernando Alonso in 12th. Sebastian Vettel is 13th and Yuki Tsunoda is 14th. Callum Ilott starts 15th with Antonio Giovinazzi in 16th. Guan Yu Zhou is 17th and Felipe Drugovich is 18th. And on the back row, it's Scott McLaughlin in 19th and Kimi Raikkonen in 20th. Right, we need a really good start. Ilott needs to gain a few places, but Russell, he's the main man here. He's the big chance at points, and he's got a very good start compared to Perez, and he is through going into the first corner. He's up to 5th. What a start from Russell. Ilott's up to 14th. He's now up to 13th, and Russell is on the back of who was the pole sitter, Max Verstappen. But Max does stay ahead for now. Daniel Ricciardo's looking to find a way past George. We're just going to try and save our tyres. We're going to get past this starting section and we will put them on to conserve, with the idea being we're going to the rain. These cars around us will have to go quick because they should end up behind us, hopefully. And Russell's coming up to Pierre Gasly. He's trying to go down the inside. What a move! George Russell's up into 4th place. Callum Ilott still sitting in... Well, he's down to 14th now. We'll put the ERS on him. Russell's now right behind Max Verstappen. Ilott has got himself up to 11th place. There are still points available yet for the young Brit. And Russell is in 4th. He's got actually Perez following him through. And with these guys on these super softs, they will pit. That's a given that they will pit. So we just have to tag along behind them and try our best to stay with them. So when they do pit, we're not too far behind to the point where they then can pit and be ahead of us. We're only 5.3 seconds off the pace at this early stage. Bottas leads the Grand Prix from Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen's in 3rd and George Russell is in 4th. Callum Ilott still in 11th place at the moment, just behind Leclerc. He's got Yuki Tsunoda behind him, and Pierre Gasly, who started in 3rd place, has dropped all the way down to 7th. He's really struggling out there to keep up with the front runners. And we just got to keep an eye on our tyre wear. Make sure we're not going to get to a point where maybe the tyres won't last to the rain. We need them to last to the rain. That's the really important part in this, and that is why Callum Ilott is now going to go on to conserve for a few laps, and we're going to do the exact same with George Russell. I understand we're going to drop off the pace of those front runners. Hopefully not to the point where when they pit, we're behind them. So we're going to look to conserve the tyres just for a couple of laps. We're not going to do it for loads. It's just to make sure that these tyres last until the rain. That's all it is. 8 seconds is... We're not actually too far off the pace here. And Sergio Perez used a bit of ERS there. Wasn't enough to get him past. And Callum Ilott will use a little bit of ERS himself. He's in 12th place currently. And Perez right behind. And there are the first few pitters. Bottas in, Verstappen in. And that puts George Russell up to 2nd place. He's now 6.4 off the pace of the leader. Sergio Perez is pitting this lap. I can only presume Lewis will be pitting this lap as well. And we will see what happens. In goes Perez. Lewis has indeed pit, and George Russell inherits the lead of the Grand Prix. He will now go back onto neutral, as will Callum Ilott. I think they've done enough to conserve the tyres, to the point where when this rain comes, maybe, have they? I don't know. This is tight. I think it might be lap 14 when it comes, you know. We'll put him back on conserve. And George Russell has got Lewis Hamilton chasing him down. Lewis Hamilton has messed up. He is on the medium tyre, but the pace in the Merc is just fast enough anyway. And as we look to get now, we're going to speed it up. As we look to get to the rain, hopefully on these soft tyres, well, we will get to it on the soft tyres. There's no doubt about that. Here it comes. The rain's coming. It comes on lap 13. We're going to pit him this lap because his tyres are going anyway. Are we? No. I think he'll be worse off. We're going to wait a lap. We're going to wait a lap. That's what we're going to do. We're going to wait a lap. And there's no point. We've got to keep him on conserve. So now, Russell will pit. He'll go on to intermediate tyres. We're going to recharge that battery. Boom. Oilot is going to pit. He will also go on to intermediate tyres. But we recharge his battery. And we're going to use the ERS that both drivers have got. And I'm worried now because he's on 13%. So he's going to lose a lot of time now to Lewis Hamilton behind him because of his grip levels aren't the same. He's in. In comes George. Oh, it's a slow pit stop. It's a very slow pit stop for George. And it's a slow pit stop for... Well, it felt like a slow pit stop there for Oilot. Russell is not on the right tyres, is he not? Apparently not. I felt like I put him on the right ones. George attacking Perez and he gets him. So now, with this rain... The question is, are they all going to stay out? I think they are. And if they are going to stay out, maybe we're not... This isn't the right strategy and I've messed up a little bit. We can go a little more attacking because we know these aren't going to be going forever. So we could definitely go more attacking in terms of driving style. Same with Oilot. Go more attacking. We should be quicker. And Oilot has passed McLaughlin and Hulkenberg. So Oilot is... Oh no, Hulkenberg's got him back, but he should get him. Well, Oilot's all the way down in 14th now. And Russell is in 3rd place. He's looking to eat into Bottas, but before this rain ends up disappearing, right now they're not pitting. They're all staying out. And... I thought they'd all come in for inters. They absolutely haven't. Don't get me wrong. They will all have to pit again. Alright, we need to get off that a little bit. Jeez. Eating away at the tyres. So we'll go on to neutral. And George is coming up now behind Valtteri Bottas. Can he get past him before the rain ends? That's the question here. I don't think he will. Oilot's actually in 10th place. Now that is a net 10th place with the fact that we are going to be pitting again, obviously. But everybody's going to be pitting again. Absolutely everybody will be pitting again. And at the end of this lap, we're going to bring in them both back in. And there's 14 laps left. And I say go mediums to the end. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bring them all both back in to go mediums to the end. Because we could be a little bit more aggressive with medium tyres. So that's what we'll do. George Russell. In he comes. We had a good stint. We will lose a few places. And that's a much quicker stop that time. Well, at least it felt much quicker. And he comes back out in 7th. With the knowing idea that everybody else is going to have to pit. And there we go. Ricciardo in front is pitting. Callum Oilot's come out in 15th. But he knows everyone else is going to have to pit. And George Russell's right behind Ricciardo here. Who comes into the pits. And Russell inherits 5th. He's behind Bottas though. He's still behind Bottas. So right now he's fighting for 3rd place, is George. He's fighting for 3rd. And Callum Oilot, who's in 15th place. With a pit stop, I think he could be like 9th or 10th. Well, Ricciardo's pit and Gasly's pit. So you're looking at Leclerc and Hulkenberg. Where are they going to be? That's what your question is now. And we're going to put our engines up onto high as we look to ensure we get where we want to be here. And we are reeling in those 2 Red Bulls in front. Well, 2 Red Bulls. Bottas is one of them, and he's not a Red Bull. Perez has pit and come out behind Russell, sorry. So Russell is in 4th place. And it's Verstappen who's in front now. And with the excess fuel, don't tell me your wing. Oh, 10 laps. It will do. We'll try. It'll have to do for now, Ilott. We're going to put the overtake mode. We're going to utilise this fuel as much as we can. And Ilott is going to battle away and try and get himself into a points place, hopefully. George Russell, 3rd place. He has got it. He's going to have a very racy Sergio Perez and a very racy Max Verstappen behind him. But he's going to have to try his best to keep them there at the moment. He's not really dropping off the pace of Valtteri Bottas. And Ilott has now got himself up into 12th place. I think Yuki Tsunoda definitely is going to have to pit again. So he's not much of a worry. Vettel's going to pit for definite. So that will put Ilott up into 10th. But Hulkenberg is right behind him at the moment. And we're just going to try and utilise the fact that we're quite heavy on fuel to move up a little bit, hopefully. And Russell, 3rd place. We're going to put him onto high. We're going to put Ilott onto high so they don't run out of fuel. Ilott now up into 11th, but he is under threat. And Russell, Ilott's up to 10th. Clean air ahead of him. But, oh, Hulkenberg's right behind him right now. He's obviously got a damaged car as Ilott, so I'm expecting him to probably drop out that points section. And we'll just utilise that 10%, try and keep a distance. And yeah, the brakes of Russell are struggling a little bit now. With 3 laps to go, George Russell currently sits 3rd place. He's actually 9 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen, and the longer they battle, the further we're going to pull away. We haven't actually dropped off Bottas at all. The gap 4 seconds, and Ilott has dropped a couple of places. Callum Ilott is falling backwards. I think it's the front wing. Yeah, it's completely gone. Ilott will probably finish last place now, which is a shame. But George Russell is looking like he might get us another podium here. He's going to have a lap to go when he comes round. And yeah, Ilott is just going so slowly. He's struggling. And George Russell's got a 10-second gap to Max Verstappen heading into the final lap. Let's watch him come round. Long swooper to the right. And George Russell gets himself a podium. It's 3rd. Fantastic drive from George. And Callum Ilott in the end, 19th place. The wing didn't hold out. And he did, in the end, falter towards the back. Still finishing above Drugovich, though, which is brilliant to see. Well, not brilliant. Seeing him fall back really isn't brilliant, but at least he didn't finish last. George Russell, 3rd place. Absolutely fantastic drive from him. I think we got the intercall right in the end. In the end, you've got to realise the 2 Mercs are insanely fast. It was these 2 that we had to try and make sure we finished above. We finished above them. So, you know, we beat the Red Bulls. That's the important thing for George Russell. Just going to make sure no rules were broken. Of course, no rules were. And there it is. Confirmation. George Russell, 3rd place. It's another podium. It's another fantastic drive from 6th to get that podium. Mercedes dominant again. Lewis Hamilton winning. He now has that lead. And George Russell still sits in 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship on 167 points. Valtteri Bottas and Perez swap places. It's going to be interesting to see how this develops. In the Constructors, once again, comfortably 3rd place. No one's really getting near us. We're 107 points ahead of AlphaTauri, and we're 109 points off Red Bull. So we are basically destined to finish 3rd, I feel, this season. Absolutely over the moon with George Russell's race there. Bit disappointed with Ilott. You know, if the wing hadn't gone, would he have got 10th place? Possibly. There's every reason to think he would have ended up in 10th place. The car's strong. The car's getting better. We're starting to put money aside every weekend now for the car next season. About 800 grand's going by. 2.1 million comes into the kitty. 44 million overall. And breathe. that was a well-worked race in the end. It worked out exactly, well, you'd want to win it, but obviously in terms of how fast Mercedes are, it worked out exactly how we'd want it to. And next up, we are heading to Japan. If you've enjoyed that Singapore Grand Prix, drop the video a like, give us a subscribe. This content is coming out more regularly in the future, and I'll catch you guys later.